In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. That over there is Cash.
How's it going, Mason?
Not too bad, man. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, it's crazy times.
Of course.
Crazy times. Don't you ever feel like we're living in a simulation?
Yeah, a lot of times.
A lot.
Like an alternate universe or something like that.
Like, you just can't write the shit that's happening.
You can't, no.
Just the things that have taken place, really post 9/11. You really can't write. It's like a really, really shitty simulation. Just
Definitely.
a bad one. And it's kind of like falling apart. Like, the guy that made the simulation, he stopped caring about it a while ago.
Yeah.
It's getting all kinds of viruses now. It's going real haywire. Their side characters are really becoming in charge now in the world. That should never. They should always have been just side characters, and now they're running things somehow. So it's a weird time.
Definitely.
But you feel it in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it in the air
you do.
that every day you're kind of living history.
Yep.
But I bring up the whole simulation thing because we are reviewing the second part of Devs today.
Yes, this is our TV
Or should I
Tuesdays.
call it Deus? We'll get into it.
We'll jump into that later
on. No spoilers yet, but we are getting in the second part. And Mason, what do you think about this show? My God.
I'm not going to spoil anything right away, but dude, this is an awesome miniseries.
Yeah.
Really awesome. This is
I can't believe no one's talking about it.
I know, this is top sci-fi, man. Like this, or not even like true sci-fi where it's crazy. It's within the realm of possibility. I mean,
absolutely.
You hear a bunch of quantum talk as we often discuss on here, but dude, this is top of the line. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's sci-fi for sure. It's a really, really good sci-fi, grounded, but they don't go too fucking deep into the science.
Science of
they
it.
could
It's
easily,
very vague.
it never bogs down. They could easily go deep into the fucking explaining, and no one would get it and be boring as hell.
Yep.
But they do just a good enough job where they give you just enough where you're like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, throw quantum in there. Yeah.
I like that. I'm no scientist. I don't
Quantum
know what the hell we're
theory,
talking
quantum
about.
computer, quantum string, whatever. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
If I assume you're a professor and you're saying quantum shit, okay.
I'm
This
going to
guy
agree with
knows
that.
what he's talking
right,
about.
and then you throw in a child prodigy, and I'm like, well, the kid must know something.
Yeah.
But I don't know, so I'm cool with it.
But I guess in the future, wherever this takes place, because it's very vague when it takes place,
Yeah.
but it just seems like everyone knows quantum by then.
That was something I enjoyed, though. You knew it was in the future, but it was near future where it didn't seem like it was in 2020 or 2200,
Yeah, well, that's what
200
we
or
said with
300
all of
years.
Asgard and stuff. It's always set in the future, but it's very vague. It's a short, distant future for sure.
This was a great miniseries, but I could have also seen a Black Mirror episode. That was kind of how I got out of it, too. But you had to have done it a miniseries.
But man, how smart Alex Garland must be. I mean, that guy must be fucking like an actual genius.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you talk about writers, really good writers, and you don't always have to be a genius. But this guy, he's writing on another level of things that I just don't understand.
Yeah.
His writing is unbelievable. The twists and turns and how he incorporates science and like philosophy and all this stuff. And it makes you question everything. He's just fucking great. He's got to get some awards. People's got to start recognizing this guy.
That's a question for you. You think this is going to win any awards this year?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Do you think it's worthy or capable of based on what you saw, though?
In my opinion, absolutely. But it's usually not the shows that earn it that get the awards. No, this is going to be, I haven't heard anyone really talk about this. Everything I've read about it, people give it glowing reviews.
Yeah.
But no one's really,
I was super impressed with Nick Offerman.
Yeah, everyone. Nick Offerman and Stuart. Stuart stole it, especially in the second half. I saw his name, Stuart. Stephen McKinley Henderson. You know, the old guy. He really kills in the second half. Mm-hmm. And I looked that guy up. Something interesting about that guy, he was in group 1 of Juilliard acting school. The first group that they allowed into Juilliard. Yeah, 1968 was the first school they opened their drama school.
Holy shit.
He was in the first group. Yeah, he's a really well-known, I guess, theater actor. You know the guy I'm talking about.
I've seen him before.
I've seen him in film and stuff, but he's done.
I'm trying to remember what one specifically.
He does a lot of August Wilson plays. I guess he's really, like, I mean, they're friends, I guess. That guy does, like, fences and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He does a lot of plays with them. He's like a theater actor, you know, Juilliard. He's
in Law and Order, too. Or has been on Law and Order.
Yeah, but I don't think there's an actor who hasn't been on Law and Order.
No.
I think everyone you just run past the stage one day. They're like, "Hey, hop on!
You're an actor? You've been in anything? Well, come on.
No, actually, I'm catering. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you got the look.
Look, we need guys. Yeah. We're running out of guys. All right, well, let's just jump into this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Episode 5, because all these episodes are titled
Episode 5.
Well, they're not all titled Episode 5.
No, they're not. That was a dumb statement. They're all titled Episode.
That would be confusing,
right?
So Episode 5, it's this is an episode where it's just all going through the machine. Mm-hmm. They're just all seeing flashbacks. As Katie in particular is going back and seeing a lot.
Yeah, and for us, this was a really interesting episode to start back up on because we watched 1 through 4 and then we had to take a break because we had to review 1 through 4. And so, like, to pick up on episode 5 and have all these sort of, like, I'm just going to call them flashbacks, even though I know they're not. But you get what I'm saying. The sense of, like, going back through history through the devs.
Remember, we were trying to theorize what was going to happen on episode 5. Because in episode 4, Lily just got into the psych ward.
Yep.
Ken and what's his name?
Jamie.
Oh, and Jaime. Yeah,
in that
Jaime
back
and
down.
Ken was last thing we saw, he was just backing him down in the room, and I think we both predicted that, or we thought I thought they was going to start out with him torturing.
Yep.
And we're predicting how the hell is he going to get out of the psych ward? Ends up not being that hard.
No, not.
Ends up being super fucking easy.
Fire the security guard.
A little too easy, I would say.
That's what I'd say. Fire that man.
Okay, so like we said, Katie, she's viewing projections, and at first she sees Ken torturing Jaime. That's happening kind of real time.
It is.
Not a real projection, kind of just viewing what's happening. That's something she could have stopped.
That's kind of nice. Really you don't even need see-through glass for that.
She could have just went to the window, actually, and saw that. But and she sees Lily at the age of 10 playing Go with her dad. And this is smart because her dad talks about being steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And that's smart because Lily, she's always like 5 steps ahead. Even before this scene we saw, she was always thinking with the whole window ledge thing and whatnot. And we see her talking to her dad on his deathbed.
And her dad, and I really wish I could remember it, and I don't. Maybe you can, but we'll just skip over it if not. It was a scene in particular there where he talks about the analogy of walking into a river, and the river doesn't take you. The river, every time you step into a river, it's a new river because the water's constantly flowing.
And I've heard that from, but I'm sure that's one of those analogies that's like as old as time. Because I've heard that you never step in the same river twice.
Yes.
That's the analogy. I've heard that from Native Americanism. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's something that's probably so old that, but yeah, like you said, I mean, that's the whole thing of, it changes every time, and that kind of goes with the machine and all these branches out, Yep. No universe is the same. It's always something different.
Yeah, it comes into play later on, too, in episode 8.
Yeah. Yeah, her dad was just a fucking philosopher, but a lot of people are on their deathbed.
They are. You understand. You know?
Absolutely. There's something, the veil's lifted. But she also sees, Katie sees Sergei and Lily's first meeting. They meet at like a coffee place or whatever. On accident, I guess, but you can't really trust him because he's a Russian spy, so it probably was planned.
It was planned, definitely.
And you see them fall in love, which I don't think was fake. I think Sergei actually did love her.
As do I.
I think he was doing it as a job, but he eventually fell in love with her.
Well, because he was the first one to say it too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. They were watching that video on his laptop, and then he turns to her and he's like, "I love you," and she said it back. So.
Yeah. Thank God. Would have been awkward.
Would have been real awkward. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not really feeling this, Sergei." He's like,
"Yeah,
right, pack my shit."
Well, I will see you later. And we see Katie and Forrest's first meeting, which I thought was cool, and that was really showed a lot of who she was because she was arguing his theory.
Yes.
And we get later on that he really is kind of an asshole, and he only brought people on that supported his theory.
Well,
because he thinks he's a god,
and that was cool too because he planted the whole thing.
Yeah,
with the girl who was with him, his assistant at the time, she was like, "I made the professor
egg her on,
antagonize her,"
because she told her that Katie was the smartest person that she's probably ever had, and she supports or she argues against the mini worlds theory.
Yes,
she supports any other theory, but that fucking one. And Force is like, yeah. There's only one more universe. I love this fucking chick. And they got her on.
They did.
That's it. Wing bang. And then
man, Katie does not hold anything back in class either. She just calls bullshit right away to the
She's
professor.
Amazing in this series as well. And that actress.
She's known in a lot of things.
But you know what I always remember from is she's in a lot of stuff. But is the train one that we always talk about.
The train one?
The South Korean one, the future one with Chris Evans.
Oh, yeah, Snowpiercer.
She's in Snowpiercer. She plays the pregnant lady, the one she's teaching the class. And now she brings a gun out of the eggs.
Oh.
Now she's crazy. Yes. She's always talking about Willard or whatever like that, the conductor. Yeah, she's in that. She's fucking awesome in everything.
Yeah, she is.
But, that's how she met Forrest. Because they were going to kick her out of school because she didn't have money. Mm-hmm. Forrest is like, I'll pay for your fucking school, which is not always a fucking weird thing when some guy finds you on campus. It's like, I'll give you some money.
Yeah, let me be your sugar daddy. And you're like, hold up. So
I don't have to do anything.
What I'm doing.
No, you just work for me. Okay, now this is going down a real weird path. But, so they do that, and it shows them working on early projections. Mm-hmm. So, and then we get into the best part, probably.
Yes.
It's Forrest witnessing crazy his wife died.
Car accident.
The car accident that they've been kind of
with
teasing,
Amaya in the car too.
Ends up being, kind of not really his fault, but something that you could blame yourself on forever because he was talking to her at the time about pasta.
Yeah.
And the wife said pasta can wait, and he said no, it can't wait.
It can't wait.
God damn.
Well, and this was such a beautifully done sequence because you saw the many worlds.
Oh yeah.
Because you saw the
and
car,
we get that a
and
lot through the second half. Yeah.
He's walking through the street, and one car barely misses. They get in a little fender bender accident. The other one they miss entirely as he's walking.
Sometimes they hit it late. It's just 1,000 different things that could have made it so. I mean, anything could happen. Anything could happen. That guy could have fucking tied his shoelace on the way out. 1 second would have made a difference, and that's the many worlds that he doesn't buy into.
Exactly.
But that we're being shown that, I mean, there fucking is. But yeah, that was brutal. And the CGI in the show is fucking amazing.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I really you could hardly tell in those car scenes where I was almost
and it's in broad daylight.
Yeah.
So
that's hard to do.
And especially we'll bounce back and forth, but the very ending when they're falling, that CGI is fucking amazing.
It is.
That looks really
very well done.
But anyway, so yeah, we see that Forrest sees his wife and daughter die right in front of him. It was literally, they were a block away from the house.
And man, Nick Offerman's performance, when you get a picture of his face when he sees the accident, dude,
I'm always impressed by that.
Come on, man. That was powerful.
I'm always impressed by that. Because
he immediately
went from
But it was an interesting choice. I mean, as an actor, it wasn't the initial oh my God, and run. I loved it. He was in such a state of shock that you saw it on his face that you genuinely, he could not believe.
Well, and it kind of showed you the person he is. There's no bullshit. He knew that was fucking bad.
Yes.
He knew immediately they're dead. There's nothing I can do, but it shows you how smart he was and the kind of person he was. Yeah, he didn't scream or anything. Nope. Just he's kind of a genius. Kind of, I say kind of because we find out that he's kind of a dick also.
And an entrepreneur in a lot of ways.
He's very much an entrepreneur. He's very much kind of a Steve Jobs architect. Well, he'll take your jobs and claim them as his own. But everyone fucking loves him because he runs a really successful company. He's just willing to stab you in the back like no one else is.
And he's willing to do whatever it takes. Literally whatever it takes.
Yeah, because he's a psychopath.
Yes.
So, he sees that, and he sees all the timelines, and he sees Katie talking to Forrest, or Katie and Forrest talk to Ken later on.
Yeah.
A projection. And Ken, he's crazy. Oh, no surprise there. Yeah.
Oh, none. Well, and then Ken
just says straight up.
Yeah,
I'm not going to jail.
Yeah. And they're like, what do you mean by that? Well, exactly what I said. I'm not going to jail for this. So you guys got to figure it out.
Even though he knows what's happening and he knows that something happens soon, he's worried about jail time. But that guy's probably got a lot of bad shit in his mind that he's
too, yeah.
and he's like, it's finally going to catch up to me. And that prison is usually not very good for the guys that have a lot of stuff going on.
Definitely not. Especially at that, he's pushing retirement.
Yeah, and the guy's a fucking narc too. Yeah. So, I mean, wouldn't be good for him.
No.
But, he's not going to prison, and he made that very clear, and he stays true to his word.
He stayed by that.
Does not go to prison in this. So, and they're kind of telling him, don't kill Lily. They're like, Ken, you don't need to kill her. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he just heads out. But, I mean, he's a one-track mind. Yeah.
You're not going to convince him otherwise. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do because he believes Lily is a liability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, huge
He's not thinking big picture.
No.
But, I mean, he's government, They think...
Security guard, he's a straight and narrow.
Yeah. They think kill everyone. That's always the fucking answer. And it usually is.
And I don't mean straight and narrow morally.
Yeah, no.
Let's not get that twisted.
He's straight edge.
Straight.
I mean, he's not having any fun. They just smoke a cigarette every now and then.
Every so
But they also see Lily falling to her death in the devs lab. They also get that instance. Yep. And he sees... Oh, and we get Jaime telling his parents... just telling them to go to the family fucking cabin or whatever. Everyone's got one of those.
And I really like the way that he said it because he's, he works for a tech company. Yeah. He's like, it was just a security breach. We got to make sure everything's okay. Everyone's okay. It was a good lie to cover that up.
Oh, yeah. And he knew it was kind of the thing of him saying goodbye.
Yes.
Because he knew whatever's going to happen next is going to be fucked. But he also, at the very end, he goes to psychiatric ward. Super easy. Just goes right through the window.
A window.
Picks her up, and he's gone. It's... 1, 2, 3.
That was the only thing where I was like, man, they don't bolt those windows down at a psych ward, especially on the first level.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but she was so fucking sedated, and I'm guessing maybe it's that kind of psych ward. Where it's not like these guys are like just walking around and they're just like super. I feel because it did show it, and they looked all a little fucking drowsy to me.
Oh, more than drowsy. Yeah.
But she's real fucked up. But that's the end of episode 5. Episode 6 is them or her waking up in the motel. It's never fun to wake up at a really weird motel and you don't know where you've been.
Yeah, and Jaime, come on, man, you got to think it through better. $40 cash on you, and you're supposed to go on the run from the the police.
He's not thinking.
No.
We also get Linden breaking in because Linden. Don't forget she's still around, or he's still around. He's still around, and he's not giving up. Because he's seen the veil, He's it's been lifted. You don't go to a 9 to 5. You don't go work for fucking HP after that.
When he kind of put Stuart in his place too, because he's like, what? Forrest is an entrepreneur. He's not a scientist. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah,
and I know my theory is correct. And Stuart's like, dude, trust me, you don't want to do it.
Yeah,
you want to do it.
Well, Stuart's pretty much just like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're right. He has the power.
He has. Oh yeah.
But but again, that's the best relationship in the fucking movie
for sure.
Is Stuart and Linden. I'm glad they didn't give that up. So again, Lily wakes up and they're in Napa, and they're like, let's go to the cops, and they're like, let's not go to the cops.
Well, yeah, and then Lily kind of just lays the whole thing out. Like an escaped psychiatric patient is going to go say that she's got secret information on a tech company that can predict the future. Yeah. How do you think that looks, Jaime, you dummy? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Makes her look crazy as hell.
Right.
Doesn't make you look good either, Jaime. So, they don't do that.
I do respect the man, though. He went through a lot for this woman.
Oh, absolutely. And he gets... I mean, it doesn't work out for him in the end, unfortunately.
It does.
Just shows you good guys never win.
No, they don't.
Unfortunately, Jaime. But, yeah.
A lesson he learned a little too late.
Too bad I wasn't there earlier. I could have told him. But, yeah, so they say, let's go. We're going to go confront Forrest. We're just going to go to his house.
Yeah.
That's easy as
That's
can be.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because he doesn't live. He lives at the same fucking house he's always lived in. So it's not like he lives in a mansion or anything. Yeah, because he's a fucking, kind of crazy because he's obsessed. He's the kind of guy who keeps his daughter's room exactly the same.
Well, and then builds a 200-foot statue for her.
Oh, yeah, and that a little bit. Yeah, that maybe not be the most healthy thing in the world.
No, but got to look at that weird thing every day.
Yeah, that is. And, man, they keep showing that thing, and it is terrifying.
It is.
I would be so scared walking on campus at night. Did that thing fucking move? Yeah, did that thing blink?
When the eyes, glow.
Yeah.
Very...
Crazy. So they go to his house, and she kind of first Katie just says like, "I'll tell her," and Forrest is like, "Okay, I'll leave." And Katie or Lily's like, that's not what I really wanted.
No,
and she's like, for one, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
At least we're not even on a first name basis yet. I don't even know who you are.
But I really like the back and forth between Katie and Lily in this.
Same.
You know, because Lily's really smart and whatnot. And she's like, so you're his girlfriend. And that, that fucking that hurt Katie. Because she's more than just his girlfriend. But, I mean, it doesn't look good. I mean, you sleep with the boss. But that whole scene is kind of like, Katie knows more than Forrest at that point. That's what I'm thinking. You know, she can better explain this.
She was the one looking in the future more than Forrest. Whenever Forrest would, he typically looked at Amaya or something like that, his daughter. But Katie was more concerned with the future.
Katie's looking big picture.
Yes,
not Forrest.
No,
but Katie, Katie can see the broader strokes of what's happening right now, and she knows that about Forrest or whatnot. But Forrest knows that too. You know, it's not a big surprise. He knows that she's smarter than him. He said it before. But, so Katie explains to Lily that, they killed Sergei. Yes. You know, no surprise there. And that, and she pretty much just tells her what's going on. She tells her everything. Yep. While Jaime and fucking, Forrest are playing Frizz and they're bonding.
They were bonding a little bit. Just tell me a little bit about your life. Oh, yeah, this and that,
Nothing like throwing Frizz, and that's something that I'll just say it. Nerds are really great at Frisbee. Just super good. Ultimate Frisbee, anything. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You go to any college, someone's throwing a fucking Frisbee.
That's so fascinating. Because I never even thought about throwing a Frisbee.
Oh, my God. It's fun. It's great fun.
Is it?
Frisbee golf is super fun. Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's the greatest free sport, too. It's absolutely free. There's courses all around here you can go play.
Oh, I had no idea.
Great walking. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I don't want to get too into Frisbee golf. It's not Frisbee golf, but yeah, it's super fun. All right, anyways. So she explains everything, explains that her and Forrest are lovers. They say that. And that Sergei was killed by Kin. We know that. And that Katie explains to Lily the nature of the dev system. That's a powerful computer that shows the actions, subjects of past and future.
Yep.
Simple.
And there was no wasted dialogue, I felt like, in this scene.
No.
I thought Katie got to the point.
That's
and
what's
Lily
so
got
good
to the
about
point.
the back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah, they were both trying to one-up each other or whatever.
And it really was.
IQ-wise, but you can't get a one-upper on Katie because she's seen the fucking... I mean, she knows your cards. She knows exactly how everything's going to go down.
Play out.
So she's really good at arguing. Yeah, she's really good at arguing. But she explains that the...
Imagine having that superpower, knowing what someone's going to say.
Yeah.
Before you have that conversation, you can think about your comebacks.
You never want to talk to the person.
You ever have that thing where you get mad at someone and they burn you and you don't have anything back and then you think about it like 8 hours later? Katie never has that. Luckily for her.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just go back,
She's burning you all day. Katie, how do you... God, you can't get her... Yeah, you can't burn her back. You can't do anything because she's always...
Her crowd work as a comedian would be spot on.
That's all she would do.
She'd have days to look up the people in the crowd.
Yeah.
God, she'd be the queen at it.
Where you're from, Wichita? She would immediately have 1,000 Wichita jokes. And be like,
or she could just scam people out of money, too, as a, psychic.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think you have to know the future to scam people out of that. No, there's a lot of people doing it. So, yes, she would actually be a great psychic. But she tells her that the projections stop after a certain point. And she says, all this shit's going to happen or whatever. It just stops and it's supposed to break down or whatever. And pretty much she's saying the world's going to end. Mm-hmm. That it's breaking down the laws of physics because we can't see this. And Katie tells Lily that the event's 21 hours away. And Katie says, Lily, you're going to do this. You're going to come to devs, and it's going to be you. And Lily's like, I'm just not going to go.
I'm just not. It's that simple.
But Katie's like, yeah, you fucking are. And this is where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, after this, it's all about determinism. Mm-hmm. That everything is set on rails.
Yep.
That no matter what, we can't stop what we're doing. It's very philosophical,
And it talks about the idea of free will and do we really have it?
Yeah.
And
that if we don't have it, we're just fucking machines.
Which goes back to Westworld season 3.
Absolutely, yeah. And it goes back to fucking Blade Runner.
Blade Runner as well, yeah.
But that's what this show is. It's a combination of determinism and just all these fucking philosophical. But that's what every House Garland thing is. By this time, we know that. But so Lily says, I'm just not gonna go. I'm gonna go to Mexico and whatever. And Katie's like, it doesn't matter. It does. And Lily's not happy about Katie keeps saying this, but she keeps saying it. Lily, it doesn't matter. You listen to me, you moron. No matter what, you were gonna be there. And she's like, no, I'm not.
Get it through your thick skull.
Yeah.
You will be there.
But she doesn't. Lily gets mad and she just fucking leaves. She
she's
even gets more mad when she walks outside and Jamie's playing frisbee with the guy that killed her. Jamie, not the time.
That's just inappropriate.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I get you can throw the frizz. We all wear.
And I get you weren't the biggest fan of Sergei for many reasons. But come on.
But we frisbee the guy who murdered him. But yeah, so Lily decides to go back home, and this is where she invites Jamie
into bed.
Into her chambers.
Into her chambers, yes. Like Cersei coming.
Yep. Closes the cloth, and you know it's go time. But they do give a nice little kiss.
They do, which is sweet. That's wonderful.
But she's arguably thinking this is the last night. And Jamie, at first, she's a little hesitant to go.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take the
He's like, no, I'm really good. I'm the couch. You know, I'm more of a couch
I'm a couch
man.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a futon? I'm on the... Like, Janie, read the room.
You're the only other person here in this apartment. Come on, take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Quit being a nice guy.
Not only that, but think about it, she's been through some shit. She probably doesn't
just
even...
wants
Yeah, you may not be, like, getting with, but I mean, you can still, like, comfort... Like, you get up there, I'm just going to take the couch. Yeah.
I'll give you your privacy.
Yeah, it's on a... Yeah, it's come on, Jamie. But we know he's not the best. You know,
no, he's not.
That. But that's in episode 6. Episode 7...
Titled...
Episode 7. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me to say it. Linden seeks to regain his position. And he goes and talks to... well, it doesn't go and talk. He sneaks. He somehow breaks into Katie's car.
But right before this, I love this opening scene in this episode 7.
You have to
where Forrest and Katie are talking about the day and how they've seen it so many times before.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then Forrest goes, don't forget, Linden's going to be in your car.
Yeah, when I heard that, I thought, damn, did they kill Linden? And, like, now Katie's got to go dump the body or some shit? I'm like, this is dark. I really did think that. I'm like, that sucks. Linden's dead. But, no, it's just because they saw the day a million times, you know. They broke their number one role. Apparently no one was following that fucking rule.
Of course not. It's too tempting. I mean, if you could see the future, would you not?
Well, none of the devs do it.
It is true, but that's because it was a rule.
Yeah.
And they'd be murdered for it. Not fired, murdered. Yeah. I mean, Forrest killed for a lot less.
I'm sure there was a few of them that did do it right at the start, and then some of them started dying. They're like, okay, never got to make a rule.
Disappearing. You're like, okay, you know what?
Let's connect the dots here. Yeah, I would just stay out of the room that projects because it's too tempting.
It is.
You're too tempting.
But I wouldn't, though, because I'd love to go back in the past and see how it actually happened.
But you're allowed to go to the past.
Yeah, of course.
That's not against the rules. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I would.
Go in the room. Yeah.
That's why I'd go in the room.
But I think I'm going in the past now. I mean, once I get the controls, I just think it's impossible not to look. It's impossible.
In the future?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd only go like a month at a time. I wouldn't want to do a 10-year thing.
Well, you could only go like a week because it falls, unfortunately. But you can go and look up the fucking lottery numbers or whatever. The winning lotto, yeah.
That's a great idea.
You go win the winning lottery in every fucking state, and they couldn't do anything about it.
Well,
except Forrest would come and kill you. That's the one thing they could do about it. So that's when Linden and Katie meet in the car, and Linden says, "I gotta have my job back." And Katie says, "Okay, meet me at a bridge, at a dam." It doesn't sound good.
That was Linden's idea. He's like, there's a dam that we can talk.
Oh, yeah, but Katie says it like she already knows or whatever. She's like, I think she brings it up. Like,
but she does already know.
She goes, the dam?
Yes.
And then Linden goes, yeah, the dam.
Yeah, the dam. Like, he was like, yeah.
Because we're finding out that, well, in this episode, we'll get into it. I'll talk about it later. But, they go to the dam, right? And she tells, well, I guess this is it. Katie tells Linden that, you go and do this. You stand on the rail. You put your arms out. And there's a million different fucking
worlds
where you live.
Yep.
But there's a few where you die also. So you got to really show your commitment here. And if you really committed to your theory, you know that there's a possibility you live. But it's fucked up because in my mind, I don't think there was a possibility of her living.
No, because every single one
died.
had Linden falling. Every single one.
So that just fucks with you because now you're thinking there is mini worlds, but then you're thinking
But in every single one.
But of course, maybe there's a mini worlds where she just dies in every one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets real fucking heavy.
Weird.
It gets real heavy, and I don't know. It's just, if you think too long on it, you probably just go insane.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But so she overlooks it and she falls. You know, no surprise to Katie. Katie knew she was gonna fucking fall, and Katie just walks off. But like you said, it shows the mini worlds thing. But in every instance, she falls
Every single time.
and that's the end of Linden, unfortunately. Oh, Linden, we liked him.
It was a great character.
Absolutely, a good death too, though. That was pretty cool. So so he falls and falls to his death and adheres to a vision or whatever. But so Lily and Jaime, they resume their relationship. Things are going great. She tells him the plans on that she's gonna go to Devs. She tells him everything. She's like, I love
that scene too, where she's just like, so what are we gonna do? That's what Jaime said, and then Lily's like, well, we're just gonna stay in the apartment.
Yeah. Which is nice. If you're fucking Jaime, he's probably not getting any of those hints.
No, definitely not.
But you gotta be thinking about Jaime.
Like,
stuck in an apartment.
A full day in the apartment.
What
the
could we
day
do?
after
What could we do?
I slept in your room.
Yep.
Well, we got to do something.
He's not connected in any of those dots.
He's not.
He's not. He's thinking, I'm gonna hang out on the couch.
He's like, this couch. I'm just being honest. Where did you buy this thing? I need one for my apartment. It's so.
We'll
comfortable.
spend the whole day, and I'm just gonna hang out there. You can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna be on the couch. But So they resume the relationship, and she plans on proving the dev team is delusional by not showing up. Like you said, they're just not going to go, you know? The machine predicts shit. They're going to break the machine.
Yep.
That's how you got to do it. But Kitten's there, and he's got other problems. And this is, because I was thinking the entire time, how are they going to get her? Because no matter what, they're going to get Lily back. We know it's going to happen to the devs thing. I was thinking Kitten was going to kidnap her.
And then bring her to the devs.
Exactly.
Yep, that's what I thought,
And then
too.
she was going to fight him off, kill him, and then she's going to already be there, and she's going to be all battered and beaten up. She's like, well, fuck, I might as well kill all these people now.
Yep.
Didn't happen that way.
And I liked it. I liked the twist there because that was the exact same thing I thought. And this threw me for a loop a little bit because I was like, initially when I saw him, the first instance, I was like, oh, he's going to kidnap her. Okay, bring her to the devs. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh, I see this coming. And then that didn't happen. And I was like, whoa, good little twist. I knew Peter was going to come into play.
Yeah, I know. That's
I didn't know, but I didn't know how.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly,
the great thing. Because sometimes
I didn't know until, like, the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know until they started fighting. Well, and then I'm like, oh, Peter's definitely going to come now. But you're right. I didn't know. That was a nice twister, like you said. I had no idea they were going to deal with it that way. Yeah. And it was perfect because I was so worried that it was going to be something stupid, that she was just going to decide, you know what, I'm just going to go there. Here's some stupid, but you got to know Alex Garney's smarter than that.
Yeah, of course. And Peter, the character Peter, the homeless man, he lays out scenarios for her, too.
Yeah, well, we got to talk about what happened. Ken breaks in the room, kills Jaime.
Viciously. It just looked good, I should say. And it was kind of a vicious kill because he shoots him.
Well, it's efficient.
It is efficient. Jaime's crawling.
Which I like
Lily
that, yeah.
can see through the room. And that's something I liked. I like the way they shot that. And then Lily sees, boom, boom.
And she's smart. She doesn't scream.
She doesn't. No.
Because Ken's were looking around for her or whatever. They're smart. So he's thinking possibly that she's alone or whatever. Or he's alone. But he ends up finding her. They end up fighting. And
one, I like it too because she flipped around the fuck off note.
Yeah, that was
on the
quick.
Window. Very quick.
That must be double-sided tape.
It has to be. I mean,
this is how tape works.
Send me the Amazon link for that tape. I really want
That's
it.
double-sided for sure. And that thing's been up there for a while. So for that thing to still be sticky.
It might be some
great tape.
Gorilla Glue tape.
That might be possible. It might be very possible.
But nonetheless, flips the note over, opens the window. Very smart by
Makes
Lily.
it look like she jumped out. Yeah, because she ended up quick. And again,
it goes back to the game that she was playing with her dad, where her dad tells her many steps ahead.
Yeah.
And she thought quick and fast.
Yeah, but I mean, not quick enough because Ken gets the upper hand and he almost kills her.
He does. She hit him. To be fair though, I mean, she took a swing at his whole noggin. He's got a thick skull, man.
Yeah, and what is Lily?
Most people.
89 pounds. probably.
Soaking wet.
Maybe she might be 89 pounds. I mean, not to say that she's not strong or whatever, but I mean, Ken's got to be. He had to have 130 pounds on her.
Of course, yeah. He was at least 220.
I mean, but Lily the actress is tiny. She was a ballerina, so I mean, you got to be fucking. But yeah, she puts up a good fight, but Ken gets the upper hand. But old Pete starts strangling, and he starts speaking Russian.
Yeah,
now Lily's really like, what the fuck is happening?
He was counting in Russian.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is not good.
Which is awesome though, because you remember the Kent and Peter scene where he's like, "You're not scared of me,"
and you knew one of them was gonna kill.
Yes.
Fuck. I thought Ken was just gonna go up to him and kill him right before he went up to kill them. Mm-hmm. That's where I thought Peter was gonna die.
Right.
But it ends up being better.
It was a great scene though, and like when you go back and watch that, and you watch the interaction between the two, it was so well done because Kent stares right at him and goes, "You're not scared of me." He goes, "No, I'm not scared of you."
Well, he says, "I'm not scared of you," but now you know why he wasn't scared of him.
Exactly.
Because this guy's fucking. You grow up in Russia, you're not scared of anything.
Nope. Bears? Are you kidding me?
Bears.
Watch Habib. He just wrestles bears. It's crazy.
Sub-zero temperatures? No, that's a summer.
We got this.
That's a winter. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Very resilient people is what I'm saying.
You're right.
But fuck, I mean, it just goes to show you that 9 out of 10 times, anyone you know, anyone you're just meeting out in the wild is a Russian spy. Like, you bump into...
The show makes you think that, for sure.
You run into a crowd, there's 50 of them there. Like,
just walking around.
Your mailman, the fucking ice cream guy, everyone you know, at least in San Francisco, 4 out of 10 guys, Russian spies. It's fucking nuts.
It is.
But Peter tells him... Peter tells Lily got some options now. You can either run away.
Yes.
Go to Hong Kong.
Yep.
Do that a bit. They don't extradite. Hong Kong's super sweet.
You can go to the CIA, but you're gonna have years of interrogation.
Yeah, basically the bad thing about that was like it's gonna be a lot of paperwork.
Look, you're gonna have to do interview after interview, and knowing the CIA's interrogation tactics, it
would take years.
Many years.
It would take years. And what would happen? And what would they end up doing? They would.
Well, she would essentially be in a program.
Yeah, they would just bury it or whatever. Yeah. I mean,
we'll probably just take care of her too.
Yeah, what do you think they're going to let? They're going to let out that there's a machine that tells the fucking future.
No, and they're never going to let her have a normal life again. And that was kind of what Peter was getting at.
Well, any of these options were shitty.
Yes,
because she had to go to Hong Kong and live with her mom. She didn't really like her mom. She was like, I'd rather fucking die. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
That's actually, Peter. Can we just scratch that off the list? Right
now?
Like
for one, let's just stop there, Peter. Not an option. But so that's kind of the end of it. That is how. The very end, she's heading to Dev's, but she takes the gun with her, Ken's gun.
Yep.
Smart.
Very smart.
All right, episode 8 finale.
The final episode.
Oh my god. This shows inside the Dev's lab. Forrest shows. Oh, we got to go before this because it doesn't even talk about it on this recap. But we got to go. Forrest is making his way to the Dev's lab, and he talks to Stuart. And Stuart's just kind of, he's kind of broken.
Yes. And I really love the, and I don't know it verbatim, but the Shakespeare quote.
Yeah,
that was a really good opening.
It's the fucking, is it Caesar? Is that the name of the play? What's the name of the play about Mark Antony? Because that's the quote, or that's what he's talking about. But he's talking about what's the quote about? It's just about dying, right? Mm-hmm. It's about facing your demise.
Yes,
that correct. Was what he was saying. But this is a super important part, and it shows a lot because remember he goes right past Stuart, and Stuart goes, "You know who that is, Forrest?" Or no, Forrest goes, "Who is that?" And Stuart's like, "I'm not ashamed that you don't know." But I'm ashamed that you wouldn't even ask. And it shows you what kind of fucking person Forrest is, that he wouldn't know that he has this machine that could go back. Because remember, he goes, you could go back and see Mark Antony talk to Cleopatra. But he doesn't do that.
Nope.
He doesn't. And he says, you're forced to repeat the mistakes. And he says something important. He goes, he said, who was Mark Antony? And I had to look that fucking up. And it was... there's some theories about it.
Oh.
So he says, who was Mark Antony? One, Mark Antony was who he brought Caesar to power, and then he made Rome like a democracy. Then he took Caesar out. But Mark Antony was also, he says, who was Mark Antony? And that's not meaning who was he in person. I guess he was asking who played him, because famously Mark Anthony was played by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Before the assassination.
Before
obviously.
the assassination.
Yeah.
So that's what people were saying, and that's what I guess people were getting at. He was telling him, your assassination is coming. Not who was the actual Mark Anthony, but who was Mark Anthony, and it was fucking Lee Harvey. But he wouldn't know that because he didn't even go back and see the most important things. Who wouldn't go back and see the Lincoln assassination? Like all these things he could have gone back and could have learned from.
Yep.
But he was just leading right up to it because in his mind it's determinism. They're set on rails.
That'd be the greatest history class of all time to be able to literally see it exactly how it happened.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
It'd
would
be
never
so
leave the
weird
machine.
because you would see those people as humans because you never see them as humans when you're reading from history books.
Yeah.
You don't see those people that are fucking. I mean, they joked around. They did. I like it at the very start because they're looking at the cave woman at the very start.
Yep.
And that's kind of the only thing he's watching.
Well, it's the same thing like with They Shall Not Grow Old, the Peter Jackson documentary on World War I. It was really hard to humanize that until he restored the footage, and then you really got a much better grasp and it humanized him so much more.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 'Cause we
footage.
always see people from 1911, and they always look so stiff. And we get this feeling that they didn't joke around or anything like that.
They were
or they
almost
were
robots.
Yeah, exactly.
In
But
a lot of ways,
of course not. They fucking
they were human just like us.
Yeah, so it's really weird when we do see something like that. I saw the world's earliest known street fight the other day, and it's footage from 1911, and it's just these guys, they bump into each other's street and they just start going at it, this style.
Which is such an odd way to punch. Whoever.
But it was the style that was the best way to do it. They said, but yeah, they doing that. But it's so weird because you never see those people like that.
Yeah,
and people around them are kind of cheering them on. But it's weird because it's from 1911.
That's weird.
Yeah, but it's the
That's
very
so cool,
first
though.
street fight. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, so Stuart's doing that. He's kind of warning literally everyone that walks in. He's saying some weird quotes from Shakespeare, but it shows you that Forrest, again, he's not a genius. He's a fucking entrepreneur. He's really good at business. He doesn't even know this famous Shakespeare quote that I didn't know, of course. But if you're a genius, I feel like you should know it.
You should know it if you're a genius.
Because Katie knew it, and she's a legit genius.
That's true.
So Lily shows up to the devs lab, right? And Forrest shows Lily a projection of what she's about to do. He says, sit down, you're going to want to see this shit. Well, basically, Lily says, you're going to show me. Don't tell me, show me.
Right, of course. And that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Show, not tell.
Yeah, show, not tell.
And Forrest says, okay, now bring out the gun. And that's kind of crazy.
That was
what? She's like,
you
mean this gun? So, and she shows him.
I was looking for the gun, too, real quick, when she came into the devs, and I couldn't see it. And I love that Forrest said that gun that you're hiding, because I couldn't see it.
Well, I was, too, because at first I had a silencer. So I'm like, it's not easy to hide that.
No, that's
you
a
gotta
lot
have big
longer.
pockets.
Yeah.
You gotta have big pockets.
But she said, to hell with the silencer. I'm not trying to silence
Go
this.
loud.
Yeah, of course.
Go loud. Yeah,
I mean,
might as well.
it's that lab was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So who the fuck's going to hear it?
And
anyway?
I think it's soundproof because of the
Yes, that's
that's
right.
vacuum
Yep.
sealed. They say that. They say it's soundproof. Nothing in or out. Yeah. Yeah, so you can be as loud as you fucking want.
Of course. Great place
And
to
who was she hiding from at this point?
Everyone. So it doesn't matter.
I mean, what's going to happen? She knows she's fucked anyways. So the cops get called because they hear a gunshot.
Whoop-de-doo.
Cops are going to get called. Things are going to happen. I mean, she's not walking out of this in any scenario, and she fucking knows that. Because Jamie's dead now, and that fucking hurt her.
It did. It crushed her.
So yeah, they show this, and this is really, it's awesome how it's shot, because at first you're thinking you're seeing it in real time, and then it goes back, and it's showing that she's just watching it all.
Yeah, that was a cool
Clever.
transition, too. Very clever.
Yeah, because so it shows the capsule crash, and this is the first time Lily's seeing that she's gonna die.
Yeah.
So or the capsule fall,
And again, very, very well acted by Lily.
Oh yeah,
That whole scene, like just her watching her own demise was like, whoa, okay.
So and they say after this the devs can see nothing. It goes black or whatever. And Forrest tells Lily that their actions are predetermined. No matter what, you have to do this. And he says the real names, because this whole episode is really about gods.
Yes.
And we'll find out the whole series about gods, really, and about man becoming the gods, and kind of that we are the gods.
Yep.
And Forrest explains, he's like, you know what? That's kind of funny. You keep calling me God.
He's like, let me show you something.
Yeah, because it's not really devs. It's a Roman V, which is an actual U, because it's confusing as shit. And it's Deus. And Deus is Roman, or Latin, not Roman, for God, you know. Yep. And he gets a good laugh. He's yeah. It's just something that you would want to punch someone in the fucking face.
Right. And it wasn't even a great joke.
Like, you
but
nerdy
man, he thought it was the funniest thing
I
ever.
should beat the shit out of you for saying something like that. Oh, you think you're a god? Oh, my God, yeah.
Fuck your projections.
Yeah. She should have just shot him right there, oh my. But that's something. That's absolutely something that tech guys, throw in or something in the code or whatever that makes them think they're fucking gods. I don't know. It's just funny that they did that. But Lily leads Forrest into the capsule as projected.
Yes.
And
I love that too.
This is crazy. I thought this was the end of the show. There's like 30 minutes left after this.
Yeah.
So she and the doors close, but right before the doors close, she throws out the gun.
Right, because the earlier projection that she watched had her shooting Forrest in the head, which broke the glass, which made the vacuum seal go away, and they ended up suffocating.
And it's something important at the very beginning when they're looking into that cave woman's life. Forrest brings up something. He says for thousands of years they lived in the caves. He said they never
5,000 years.
He said they never changed. He said, why did they not change so much? He goes, now it seems like we're changing every
year. Sometimes every
day.
month.
Yeah, with technology and that brings a parallel to what ends up happening. I'll bring it up again. But she throws the gun out and basically Forrest is like, what the fuck are you doing? And then we find out this is the event. Yep. She made the first choice ever, I guess. I mean, the first unpredetermined choice. Yep. And that's the whole thing of why did people live in caves for so long? It's why did people never make their own choices for so long? It's the same exact thing. In my mind, that's what the whole thing was getting at. Mm-hmm. But that's how the machine breaks, and this is a great scene too. I love when they show inside the machine because it looks like a church on the inside of the computer. You know what I'm talking about? It keeps going on the inside of the computer, and they would do like the chorus singing, like it sounded like people were singing in like a church or whatever. It was awesome how it was shot. But yeah, so that crashes because Stuart on their way back, he fucking turns off the gravity or whatever.
Yeah, he did. Turned off the panels.
Yeah, and
says, "Sorry, I'm making a choice too." He goes, "This has got to stop."
Absolutely. Unfortunately, he had to kill Lily with that.
He did, but sacrifice.
But again, it's the choice. It's all the choice that they made, and that was cool for Stuart. Well, not cool that he had to murder a bunch of people. But
that's unfortunate. You might go through a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah. But when he finds out Linden's dead, he's not going to be good.
No. And then he'll probably want to kill Katie because she kind of killed him.
Yeah. Well, now Katie's in that room. No one can get to her.
That is true. They do end up getting to her, though.
Yeah, they end up putting up like a little bridge or whatever. Yeah, I didn't think she'd be living in there forever. But so he does that, and that shocks Forrest, and it's an awesome slow motion of them falling.
Really well done, as we talked about.
Again, amazing CGI because you could see their bodies.
Their bodies coming out. That was the most impressive thing in slow motion, especially Forrest's body.
And you see his head hit, and that's that little tiny
Those details were
so
awesome.
Nice. Yeah. It did do the fucking ragdoll animation or whatever like that, and it felt very real and very weighted, especially with the weight of that. And it's all CGI, the whole elevator. But
the glass breaking, everything just
glass is hard to do CGI too. So yeah, that happens, and they both die. Mm-hmm. Kind of. It's a bad fall, I'm guessing.
It's not a good one.
I guess
they're both crawling out.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. I don't think Forrest crawled out too much.
No,
he
just
hit his head pretty
hard.
One
or two, and he was like, "Okay, I'm dead." But Lily, she was trying to survive.
Well, yeah, but I guess they suffocate to death.
Yes, because it's
I'm not.
sealed.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking because I'm the whole time I'm like the fall was bad, but it doesn't seem like you could have it would have been painful. But it seemed like but
that's why they were crawling away because they were suffocating.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, because they don't take any deep breaths or anything. But that's crazy. Yeah, to go from oxygen to a room with zero
oxygen, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah,
think about your heart rate and everything, and just knowing you're gonna die. That's the worst.
In a room, with complete. I don't even know what would happen because it's never been done. Throw a person in a room with just zero oxygen?
Well, I'd hope no one ever would do that.
Well, I mean, how could it? How could I mean, we'd have to build
I
some
think your
crazy.
lungs would
The
shrink right
closest that would
away,
happen was someone going in space.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you would immediately die.
Yeah, you would have to.
But of course, we're also not paramedics or doctors or scientists.
Yeah, but the oxygen in your body would leave if there was zero oxygen.
Exactly.
It would just
like a vacuum.
Yeah, like a literal vacuum.
Exactly. Yeah. It'd be brutal.
Oh.
But it'd be immediate. It'd be quick.
It'd be pretty fast.
It'd be
I'm assuming
it'd
like
be
15 to 30 seconds.
I think it'd be quick, man. Like just fucking instant. Like just taking the air out of a bag.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's oxygen. Yeah, your blood. Your blood is oxygenated.
Yeah, but I don't know if it could pull your oxygen out of your blood.
Yeah, good point. I don't know.
It could have your lungs. It could have your lungs, though.
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, that crashes and they fiscate, they die, and Stuart tells a devastated Katie that the system had to be stopped. You know, he gives his reasoning because Katie's like, "Why the fuck did you do that, Stuart?"
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I'm like, she threw the gun. They didn't have to die. But it's a good call because Forrest wouldn't have fucking stopped.
No.
I don't think it would have mattered. Even with the whole machine going down.
He was hell-bent.
I don't think it would have mattered, yeah. It was more past science.
Yes.
Where it was personal at this point. But, yeah, Lily... but then Lily wakes up. And you're like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, and I'm always...
And she wakes back up in Sergei's bed.
And I'm always mad when something like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm mad like, well, this is, because whenever something's like, it was a dream.
It was all for nothing.
It was a simulation. I fucking hate it. I hate it. So I'm like, how are they going to, but again, you know, every time I think it's going to be something stupid, it ends up being something smart. They end up turning it and being like, oh, fuck, that makes perfect sense.
Yep.
I mean, Phil, kind of, you know, we'll get into it. So she wakes up and she's like, what the hell's going on? It's days before the event, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally days because Sergei's going into
for his first day
for devs.
Yes,
or whatever they have now. I guess whatever. I guess it would be devs still, but
no. It was a big day because that was the day that he was. It
was
predicting the 10-second future of the simple bacteria or whatever it was.
So he didn't know he was up for a promotion.
Yeah, not at that point, but that was the day
because he had his meeting with Force. Yeah. So they go. Lily's kind of shocked because now she kind of knows that Sergei is a Russian spy. You know, you can't really keep that relationship going.
No, and then right at that time too, like as they're there on the campus, she asked to check his phone. Yeah. He's like, "Are you serious?"
I know.
You want to go through my messages?
She probably could have done that at the apartment.
Right.
You gotta make
when
a
he's
scene.
taking a shower. I mean, really, come on.
Or just tell him that. No, you don't got to do it in public. But I guess. But smart because maybe he wouldn't have given it up. That is true. But he does, and she sees it's Sudoku, and he kind of freaks out about this.
He just grabs it and goes, I don't know what the hell's your problem. This is a big day, and you're ruining it for me. It's like, you're a Russian spy, my guy.
She doesn't say that, but
no, of course she doesn't.
It's pretty much over for them, unfortunately, and which is kind of weird because the whole thing started with Sergei, but it's nice because, you know, it's character growth.
It is.
You know, now.
And it's like it was a complete misdirection, too, from episode 1.
Yeah.
You know, personally, I thought Sergei was going to be the lead in the show.
Yep.
And he was going to make this giant discovery in this, like, tech lab, whatever. And then, boom, dead. I'm like, whoa, okay.
I like that a lot.
And I liked the way that they concluded his character in this, too.
Yep. So she does that, you know, it's kind of over. And Lily walks out to the field with the giant fucking statue. Mm-hmm. Guess what? No statue.
Nope.
Thank God. Thank God that made that campus a lot more.
Yeah.
And one, you're never selling that place if you end up moving. Not with a fucking 80-foot. No one.
No one. And what are you going to do? Ship that 200-foot statue to your house?
No.
And you sell the property?
Hell no, you're not. It's staying there, and some guy's going to fucking buy it. And he's going to be stuck.
What the fuck?
Yeah. You can buy the land, but there's something we got to tell you about it. He's like, what? It can't be that bad, right?
Yeah, right.
There's a 120-foot statue of an 8-year-old girl.
And it requires a lot of maintenance.
And it gets very scary at night. Would not advise you leave your house.
Do not look out your window at night. Because we also have lights beneath
glaring off of it. And her eyes are very real. She really lights up in the light. But yeah, and they go, and who's out in the middle of the fucking field? It's Forrest.
Forrest and his wife, Anna Maya.
Yep. And Lily's still kind of walking through a daze because she's got no fucking clue what's going on.
No.
I mean, I would immediately think, okay, heaven, but not a great heaven.
Not the best one around. No, I mean, I'm
kind of what they're promising me in the book. Like, because this seems kind of like what we were. Just send me back. Yes. Like, this isn't doing it for me. I thought there'd be a lot more, I don't know, clouds, I guess. So she talks to Forrest.
Yep.
Forrest walks right up to her. You know, he knows who she is. Nothing, no memories have been wiped or whatever.
Not for those two.
Not for those two, because he explains that they are in the computer.
In the dev system.
Yeah.
In an alternative sort of universe.
Because when Forrest died, Katie immediately, something probably snapped, and she immediately ran to the computer, typed some shit in, and created a Forrest.
Yep.
And she kind of just let him, what I kind of guess, kind of like Neo, just go into the Matrix. Because he's like, let me handle this. And then he kind of, is that what you got at?
That's what I had.
That's why, yeah. And then he was just going to, because at that point, Forrest is, you know, he learned his ways. He knows he was an asshole. Of course, after he's dead.
Yeah, of course. It's never the discovery while he's alive.
Yeah.
It's always post-mortem.
But it's one of those things where you never hated Forrest. And you still don't.
No, I didn't hate the character at all.
Yeah.
I in a lot of ways sympathize with
You feel
the
bad
character.
for him, yeah.
Which is great. And you know, Nick Offerman's performance as Forrest was incredible. Like this, I really enjoyed this role.
Oh, absolutely.
I love
But
his. I thought it was unique.
But yeah, he tells Lily, he's like, yeah, I had Katie do some science stuff. He doesn't say science stuff. He gives a name to it, but he's like, she put us in or whatever. And like, we're in it. It's real in every way besides, but it's not. But he's like, but I made it so. He's like, I could have wiped the memory. You would have never have known.
Yep.
He's like, but I made that choice. He's like, that's a big thing. He's like, I decided to give us. He's like, that's our cross to bear. And it's the whole kind of thing, because earlier on, we didn't even talk about this, but she's kind of Jesus. Because remember, they're like, oh, we all thought we were the God. And they're like, but because she made the first choice.
Yep.
Because Katie says she committed the first
Well, and it was
sin.
funny, too, because you talk a lot about messiahs was something that she brought up while they were in the glass chamber. And then that's when she threw it out. So it really was prophetic.
Absolutely. And you get through this entire episode and leading up, you know, it's hints leading up to the entire thing. And this kind of thing where you don't get a lot of a series, but you almost want to go back and watch it again.
Yes.
Because you go back and you'll see
find
all
those
these
fine
little
details.
Exactly,
Yep.
yeah. And you don't get that a lot from TV series.
No, but that's what makes a miniseries so great is you have the capability to go back too and rewatch the little things. It's always the little things.
And you can look for fucking the things with like Pete and everything like that and start seeing those things because it's all there. I mean, he knew where it was going. Yeah, so everything's there already. Yeah,
there was nothing wasted in this show. Like literally, you could have done this in 10 and then had some more filler. You know, but everything was just enough. The dialogue.
I'm so glad it
kept
was
you
8 episodes. Yeah,
interested.
just a tight 8 episodes. But
very well written.
But yeah, like we said, Forrest says, this is the life now, and that's the cross to bear. Oh yeah, and Katie or Lily, she committed the cardinal sin, disobedience, and like Jesus, she was resurrected.
Yep.
Deep.
Very deep stuff.
Deep, and Lily doesn't even know. I mean, she still kind of doesn't know, but she says, you know, this is heaven. He says I could have put us in some bad ones.
Yeah.
he said this is the best one he found. The one where Sergei doesn't die and he gets his daughter.
Yep.
The only, and it's kind of nice because it's the only way he would have ever gotten his daughter was from him dying. But he kind of knew that the entire time.
Yeah.
Because it's time travel and things like that. And
Of course, there's a lot of there are a lot of elements to this.
But in the real world, Katie is very emotional, and the Senator Lane, the one that was from earlier episodes, like episode 3, I think. She comes into devs, and Katie tells her everything. And Katie basically says, we have to keep the machine on.
Yep.
Turned on. Well, yeah, of course you're gonna. Because you can still go back in time and see shit. You just can't see the future.
Yep.
So I'm like, you're not going to shut that thing down.
Yeah, man. Imagine if you had a technology like this, how secretive it would be.
I know.
It'd be so wild.
But you would just, I mean,
just being a senator and coming across.
Like, that's what I'm saying too. Like way above my pay grade.
Look,
like it's above like you can't even go to anyone.
You can't
do this.
No, everyone's gonna have their mind blown. So it's kind of a problem.
Yeah,
Imagine
you can't even go to the
elected.
president. There's no one high enough to where you can say this.
That has that sort of clearance.
Yeah. You would just have to have, like, you would hope aliens would just come down and kind of like take it from here. Because it's too much at this point. But yeah, you're right. And And that's what I kind of hope is they don't do anything with it. They just be like, this is out of our fucking hands. But of course not. That's not going to happen.
No, it never happens.
What should happen is they go back, they put like all the important shit on like DVDs and be like,
sell copies.
Here's the best hits of the past.
Of course.
See fucking Cleopatra. See, and you can make probably the craziest celebrity sex tapes of all time.
Oh, of course.
There is an industry in that. Like
well,
you want to fucking.
Right. I'm going to go a little bit lighter here and go the Christian and Muslim base. You look at every religion, you could go back and sell those DVDs, all the teachings of Christ.
Oh yeah, well that's pretty dark also.
But the teachings,
selling them.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to turn a profit.
I think that's darker than the sex tapes. Oh, you want to know what Jesus said?
Yeah,
you got to pay a buck, okay?
But don't you sell Bibles at the same time? People don't give away Bibles for free.
I think any church would give a Bible away for free if you ask.
Of course.
I don't think.
I just mean the
buys
average.
Bibles anymore. I've never met anyone that buys Bibles. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but
right.
But yeah,
kind of getting lost in the weeds here, but
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, we're just saying it's a fun possibility.
it is.
To go. I mean, I don't even know what would be the first thing I'd go back to. Man,
The first, I don't know either.
dinosaurs probably. I'd probably go for the dinosaurs.
That would be cool to
That'd
see
be
how they
super-
actually look, because we only have projections. We don't really know.
And to show that they're actually fucking feathered. They got
Yes.
feathers, not scales. Everyone knows that. Yeah.
Of course.
But that would be super cool. It'd be cool. I mean, because you can go back and see the universe start.
They did.
So,
the 10 billion years back.
I mean, there's so much that you could fucking do. I mean,
I'd love to see Gladiator Rome.
Oh, it would be too.
That would be sick. Like, actually see what took place in those.
That'd be cool.
In the Colosseum.
Yeah.
That'd be a really cool place to start.
Just go back, see
Viking
anything with Da Vinci and just hear him talk. It would be fucking amazing. I mean, there's so much cool shit. And stuff that's like no one knows about, like secret shit too. Like what happened to this guy or whatever. And I don't know. It'd be fucking awesome. Get on it, people. What's the holdup?
I know.
What are we waiting on?
No idea.
It's a big industry.
It's a big business.
Well, that is pretty much how it ends. Lily finds James. That's the last thing.
That was awesome. I really liked that. And she just walked up to him and gave him a big hug.
Because that's the best universe. And in that best universe, they end up together. And that's how it ends. That's how it works. Yep. That is a good ending. It's pretty happy. I mean, even though they're just living in a simulation, I was fine with it. So normally I'd be like, oh, that's kind of shitty, but you just feel good about it after this one. I mean, I think that's just really good writing. Yep. To where that could happen and you're not, because in any other sense,
you're not feeling like cheated or anything.
No, you're not feeling like the whole thing is wasted.
Right.
Because something was still definitely accomplished. I mean, in that universe, the machine stopped, but in any other universe, machine's still going possibly.
Hey.
Who knows, man? It was a good show.
It was. It was a really good show. I'm so glad that we chose it.
It kind of came, I did. Again, knew nothing about it. I'm like, let's just fucking do, or I heard Alex Garland, so I'm like, well, let's just do that. And it ended up blowing me away.
It did, absolutely. Like, really glad. Again, just so glad we chose it.
This is one of those that's just going to go on the radar. No one's going to fucking see.
Maybe it gets a little bit more notoriety soon. Maybe more people as more and more people
us
start
talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll blow up. I'm sure it's going to blow up.
Definitely.
This is finally going to be Alex Garland's big break.
Yep. Thanks to us.
He's going to thank us.
Thanks to this podcast. Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't see a season 2.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. They're not.
Absolutely not. It is done.
Which is perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect for me. You don't need a season 2 for fucking everything. And,
definitely not.
Even though I would love to see a whole series of them just looking at fucking videos on the computer, you don't need it.
It's not gonna
It completed perfectly, and it was great, man. Everyone that was in it, though, all the actors and everything, fucking killed it. I think that was really. I mean, the writing and the acting, though,
Definitely.
It's perfect. Nick Offerman, I think he might get an Oscar someday. I think he's gonna find a role in a film where he's just gonna fucking kill, and it might be as her dad.
Well, and this might be
he might win an Emmy. Yeah, that's the one thing that I might see is him.
That's
winning
what
an
I
Emmy
was thinking
for
too, because I mean, this performance was really masterful. I enjoyed this a lot, and we saw a lot of different things with Forbes.
And I think you might be able to get best best performance for a miniseries. Or maybe
Yes,
that's
I think
included
you
in it.
can.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But they definitely do a best miniseries award. So I mean, this I would assume
It's
got to
be
up.
the top.
Yeah.
It's got to at least be nominated. I think it'd be a travesty if it wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is Devs.
Yep.
Part 2. You can go back, watch our part 1. That already happened.
It already did, and I mean, hopefully you haven't.
Yeah, hopefully you're not
you've
starting.
seen the
Hopefully you're not
show,
starting with
yeah,
part 2.
when you're listening to this. Not wise.
No.
Not recommended.
There
but
will be spoilers.
There will be, as we often do, or always do on this podcast. Well, that's our review for this. Is our TV Tuesday episode for the Devs, episode 5 through 8. It's been a lot of fun, guys. If you guys like what you see, please be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Our podcast on audio format, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Social media pages, Twitter, Seen It Podcast. Cash is on Twitter, that's just Cash. Instagram, Have You Seen It? Facebook, Have You Seen It Podcast? My name is Mason Knight. That over there is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.